And I wanted to go back just really quickly to that idea of when you take ownership of the program, when the players take ownership of the program, it really, the strength in the football program as a whole becomes a lot stronger. And these two guys, our quarterback unit, throughout the past few years became, I think, and it's just, I mean, it's unbiased, but the strongest unit we had, because it was fueled on competition. It was always fueled on competition. And that was probably the most special thing we could possibly have. And in Forrest has a chip on his shoulder in the best way you could possibly have a chip on your shoulder. He plays with this idea of I'm better than you, and I don't care who you are, what your name is, how much bigger you are than me, I'm going to beat you. And that's something I truly admire. I mean, it's a trait that I truly admire, because to see him come out and compete against Matt, I mean, it was constant competition every single day. If Matt made a great throw, Forrest went behind him making the same exact throw. And sometimes Forrest would make that throw and Matt wouldn't make the throw, or vice versa. And it was like, hey, come on, we're going to get better. And I'll never forget Matt after the last game of the season hugging Forrest, I mean, very emotionally saying, "You made me better. You made," and that was, to me as a coach, again, that goes back to this idea of people of athletes taking ownership of the program. And I think these two really took ownership of that group. He was always prepared. Always prepared. Whenever we needed a throw to be made, he was ready to go. Last year, I told him before the playoff game that Forrest had more playoff experience than Matt did, and that was true. Forrest played in our playoff game last year, and came in twice this year and made two outstanding throws. Two of the best throws I have ever seen, and one of them was to Matt. And that was one of the most special moments I've ever seen is two guys that you coach on a daily basis. You hardly ever see them on the field, but for them to complete a pass to each other was something I don't think I'll ever see ever again. I mean, that was truly special. And we talked about this idea of being great now. That was one of our keys before every single game, is be great now. That greatness in life is only momentary. It's only a moment. It dies after that moment. You have to move on from it, whether it was a good moment or a bad moment. And Forrest really took that to heart. I felt like he was always prepared. And whenever he was asked, he was great at that moment. And we talked about how greatness those moments can accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. And I think that when he leaves this program, he's gonna feel comfortable in feeling that I had a great 4 years in the Lenore High School football program, and I am extremely proud of his work ethic and who he has become as an individual. That's Forrest. I'm not going to adjust my outline for this guy, even the roast that he put me through.